today. I actually had a lot of signals on Friday, so we'll see if any of those work out. Futures up about 38. The VIX, obviously, when the futures go up, the VIX goes down. So VIX down about $1.50, and then oil's down about $1.65 too. So some oil names might be down with the market higher today. I had some SOXS puts I sold last week. Those will go to zero. They were the 7 puts last week. Stocks down from 801 to 783. Big one for earnings today. We'll play Planetier. I did a video over the weekend about it. It's up about 4 pre-market. We can always look at the at-the-money strata, which is at-the-money calls, at-the-money puts. We add them together to get an implied move. The 157.5 straddle is about 18 bucks. That means it could go up or down $18. If you think it's going to go up, you could bet on a straddle. If you think it's not going to move, you can do iron condors or butterflies. If it's going to go down, you can do put spreads, put calendars, a lot of different things you can trade in for earnings. Mark is kind of our resident earnings expert. $30 seconds to go here. I got the music going. Coinbase. Crypto was down a little bit last week. Coinbase 319. Coinbase got as high as, let's see the high here, 444. Wow, that's wild. 444 to 314. Gapping lower on earnings. Hood had earnings last week too, so let's look at Hood. Hood 99 from 113, so Hood is lower. And as they say, we are off. FIBN higher, DRS higher, IoT, Samsora higher, PCH is higher. I'm going to have a target here in PCH. So PCH, paid 35 for those. Those are the September. Let me put them at 50 cents. So PCH putting an offer out. PFGC higher. PR I can have an offer out on those October calls. And let me see which account I have those in. Futures of 44 after being down 110 last week. I'm going to offer these at 75. I'm going to have Zoetis offered out. Zoetis up $4 today. So I can take that offer in Zoetis and move it higher here in Zoetis. So ZTS, guys, ZTS, Zoetis. I'm going to move my offer higher. This should be worth a lot more. I'm going to have them here at $2 in Zoetis. So I'm going to move my offer here in Zoetis, ZTS. So I'm going to put Zoetis up here at $2 here. TTE higher, STNG is over. SMG unchanged, Shell down, S higher. PR higher, ODP is higher. I can offer those out at 2.25. Beam is down a nickel. So where the beam calls are. I was actually looking to add beam calls on Friday. We're going to look at RSI, Relative Strength Index. Beam calls are wide. They're 10 bid at 85. I would definitely buy some at 40. So the September calls, they'll probably be bid in front of me. There they go, 40 bid in front of me. ABR up 20 cents here. The September calls are marking 12 cents right here. A lot of times when the market opens, markets are wide. And as throughout the course of the day, they span them. QS calls trading here. QS calls trading here. Not taking these in QS. QS calls trading here. City calls trading here in City on Option Sniper. So I'll give you these. So City calls trading here, guys. Citigroup calls trading here. Not taking them here in City. So City calls trading here at Intel higher, Meta up 12, DQ higher, run up 8 cents. Run under $10 here. That's interesting. PR have an offer out. ODP have an offer out. HCC lower, FIVN higher. Sold the FIVN calls into earnings. COUR, you could have added those at a quarter. So we'll offer those at 65. ASPN higher. Beam now up 8 cents. Futures up 50 after being down 110 on Friday. Let me look at the nothing is hit besides City. I'm going to look at RSI, Relative Strength Index. It's a scan functionality we have on Thinkorswim. TGTX and Berkshire Hathaway actually down 2.5% here in Berkshire. They probably had earnings. They did not have earnings, so we'll look at BRKB. On the RSI, so it's a 15-minute candle. BRKB, guys. BRKB. That is an RSI candidate, not an official signal yet. We had 2 signals yet last week in RSI, both winners. So BRKB candidate here, not official signal in BRKB. Futures up 53. ONB is down. Domo's higher today. DOMO. I've not taken any entries. I've not taken any exits so far today. BTU down. CAG up a little bit. I had those offered out at, let's offer those at 30. Got those for 20 for Alpha Shark. So things up today. P&L's higher today. But, you know, options will move as stocks move up or down. PCH close to hitting a target out in PCH at 50. Best offer in the world. There's been no options that has traded in PCH. PFGC. You're just strong back here. The RSI is now 52. We got down to 45 on the RSI, Relative Strength Index. And we saw a little bit of a pop. Snapchat trading here, nothing doing Snap. So City calls and Berkshire Hathaway possible. ODP starting to move up here. ODP is the ODP Corporation. Got it at 155. I have a target of 2.25. The stock moves about $1 a day. PCH moves about $1.16 a day. We have an offer out in those at 50. That's a 10 out of 10 trade. Best offer in the world. Archer calls being bought into earnings. Going to keep an eye on Berkshire down 2.5% here. 3.25% now. It's really getting hit here. Let's look at Berkshire on the daily chart. Berkshire now down almost $100 from the highs, $85 from the highs. It's about 15%. That's wild. That is wild. Samsara's up a little bit. Actually looking to buy some more Samsara calls in September. So those are IoT. September 19th. Only 2 more weeks left for August expiration. TDOC calls being bought, guys. Keep an eye on TDOC. This is Teladoc. 10 cents here, guys, in Teladoc. So Teladoc getting day trade and penny spike scanner. $8.8, 2025, 7.5 calls for 10 cents in Teladoc. So day trade here in Teladoc. Keep an eye on Teladoc. Calls being bought, guys, in Teladoc. TDOC. Stock 712. We're going to add that to our watch list. So TDOC, guys, calls being bought in TDOC. TDOC calls being bought in TDOC. Teladoc. Duolingo higher today. You're buying the 7.5s in the weekly for T and cents. TDOC weekly calls trade here. They're up to 4,000 of these. They trade 10 cents. Already trading 15 right now. So if you got into those when they hit our scanner, you could have gotten into 10 cents. As you can see here, this is on our proprietary based penny spike scanner. Buyer of 1,500, TDOC 8/8/2025, 7.5 calls for 10. If you got into those, you could have targets at 12 or 15, or 15 and 20, depending on what you want. TDOC, guys, TDOC. TDOC. I can remove Pepsi from my radar. COUR back to 35.45. So TDOC, guys, TDOC. You got in at 10, you could have sold them at 12 and 15 already. Beam calls 45.80. I'm gonna have a bid in at 50. So Beam calls 50 bid. They'll probably join me. They're barely at 80. There they go, 50.75. Toast puts trading here in weeklies. Berkshire Hathaway is keeping an eye on. The one's getting hit today. Berkshire Hathaway. And so they just froze here. Maybe not. HYG. Hope you guys all had a good weekend. Thank you for the birthday wishes. It's a long weekend here on my end, but today is a new day, as they say. PR down. Had bought some PR calls. TDOC calls being bought. 13.14. DRS is up a little bit today. Don't even have a bid in for DRS. SRGY calls. I have September 25. I think we sent those out for a signal for someone. SGRY. I'm going to offer these at 35. We did put these odds at entry at 25. Offer 35 now. SGRY, not SRGY. Circle 160 and Circle. Circle's gone down in half. Datadog up $1.70. CVS down. STLD down. Pfizer up 4 cents. AMC trading here. CAG have an offer out. Futures raging up 59 here. Teladoc is starting to get a bid here. VIX getting hit, 18.15. Snapchat calls trading here on Option Hacker. So Snapchat calls hitting 24 cents in Snapchat. So Snapchat calls hitting 24 cents. Once again, it's 1,000 lot. You know, Snapchat trades a decent amount of stock in the day, so not really interested in these in Snapchat. Snapchat traded 3.5 million shares so far today. So Snapchat calls being bought, guys. Snapchat calls. SNAP 822 2025, 11.5 calls trading here. Archer calls trading here in the weeklies. So we can add Archer here on our watch list. That's a day trade. They're buying the 11s in Archer. We've seen this hit before and did well before. So Archer, 2,700, he's trading here. Day trade scanner, buyer of Archer. Buyer of Archer calls here. So Archer calls being bought, guys. Archer. The 11s trading here, 14 cents. And the weeklies. Berkshire Hathaway B stock. First candle is a bear candle. You look for the bull candle reversal. So just got some beam calls here at 50. That's great. So there's 2 contracts. So Berkshire Hathaway B. They're 40.55 right now. I'm going to go 45 bids for some more. Market's wide here. CAG up 2 cents. COUR higher. PCH higher. So Snapchat, Teladoc, Archer, and Berkshire Hathaway B, where we're looking at today. Futures up 64. Beast mode. Futures raging. After being down 110 on Friday. Man, come on, man. VIX down 2.25. VIX down over to 11% today. Have things up, but not having, not anything crazy. P&L's higher today. VSCO's higher today, but those are going to go to 0 probably. AUG23s. ODP higher today. Have an offer out on that one. PCH have an offer out. PFGC is going to have an offer out on that one. These 110s have an offer. These at 5. You get AK Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday I'm usually around. SBSW trading here, nothing doing that one. Archer, Berkshire B officially closed. It is a bear candle. If it has a bull candle reversal, it would be a buy. So Berkshire B. Tesla up 6, Meta up 15, Domo up 60 cents. Expiration is next week for August. August has been around for a long time. Then September will be our front month premium. TIGR trading here, nothing doing TIGR. Lowered my beam bid to 40 cents. They're at 50 cents right now. Those markets are really wide too. Only trade 135,000 shares. ABR of 18 cents. Being patient. A lot of signals actually on Friday. Actually, Friday, a decent amount of signals. Planeteer with earnings this week. AMD with earnings this week. AMD at the money straddle. AMD's been on a tear. That is the weekly 175 straddle, implying about a $15 move in AMD. AMD, guys. JetBlue trading here. Calls being bought. So calls being bought. Calls being bought. Not taking these. Archer moving higher. Let's look at those 11s. 11s still haven't moved though, even though the stock's moving higher here. Time decay is very prevalent in the weekly options. Berkshire B. There might be a signal on that one in a second. And we have to wait for the 15-minute bar to close, and the 15-minute bar right now is a bear candle in the second candlestick. So getting more selling pressure in Berkshire B. BRKB. Zoetti's only up 2 now. Zoetti's at a target at 2. I'm going to go to 180 on these in Zoetti's. ZTS. Paid 115 for these. Stock was up 4. Stock's only up 2 now. So 180, going to put a profit target out. Not filled yet in ZTS. ZTS filled at 180, guys. So ZTS filled at 180. That will be a winner for, let's see what portfolio we had that for. ZTS will be a winner for Alpha Shark Plus, guys. So ZTS trade is over and at 115, out at 180 here. 57% winner for Alpha Shark Plus. So first official entry or exit of the day. ZTS selling calls in October. Sell all ZTS. 10, 17, 2025. 170 calls for 180. Paid 115. Trade is over. So ZTS, guys, trade is over here in ZTS. Zoetti's. So let me send that out via email in Zoetis. So Zoetis exit here, guys, is ZTS. And it won 15 out at 180. 57% winner. ZTS 1017 2025 170 calls. I noticed they traded there, so I put an offer out and I got filled. Free advertising by putting that offer out. So that signal was sent actually on my birthday. My birthday right now will mark all-time highs. More Teladoc calls trading here. So that's sent via push notification. It's sent by Telegram, and now we'll go out via email. Tim sending out a trade in CASI. Starting to move. 208 is going to be the entry. It's a 35-cent stop loss. I'm going to try to get 300 shares here. CASI, guys. CASI. In at 280. In at 207. So in CASI. So I took this trade, $100 of risk. And put my stop loss in because I always want to have the stop loss just in case the stock starts melting down. And I want to put my profit target, so I have to do an OCO bracket order. So 250 here. And 170 is the stop loss. So I'm in this trade in CASI. 206. Stop loss is 170. And then the target's going to be 250. So CASI. CASI, guys, I'm in CASI. In at 206. 206.63 exactly where my entry is. $100 of risk. Trying to risk 100 to make 100. Keep an eye on Berkshire B. So one entry, one exit so far today. CSI starting to move up nicely here. Berkshire second candle is going to be a bear candle as of now. So we need a bear candle followed by a bull candle reversal. AEO, 11.5 trading here. Zoetis took private targets. That trade is over. Have some stuff expiring next week on August expiration. Beam, I'm going to lower my bid to 40. Futures on the highs. RSI is now 54. So we saw that RSI get to about 72. AEO calls being bought. So AEO hitting option hacker. $8.15, 2025, 11.5 calls for 75 cents. So calls being bought in AEO. CSI moving up nicely here. BTDR, I bought those before. They have earnings on the 11th. Deer Technologies, 1,000 lot of the 12.5 traded in the weekly. So if you're looking for something for earnings, BTDR, guys. Possible earnings long in BTDR. So possible earnings. Shell calls being bought. Last time I took shell calls, they did not work. I will not be taking shell calls. These are October upside calls in Shell. 2,000 these trade here in Shell. So option hacker. Buyer of Shell. 10/17, 2025. 75 calls for 110. Normally I would take these. The last time I had Shell, I lost money on these. Planetier, I mean, I've actually gone 3 for 3. I thought Meta would go higher, and I thought Apple and Amazon would sell off. I think Planetier probably goes up, just if I had to choose one direction. Shell calls being bought, guys, hitting option hacker 2.0. I still have those September calls on, too. Those are pretty much worth it. They're 20 cents right now. She likes my music. Beam calls are now 50 bid in front of me. I went 40 bid. ABR calls unchanged. Had a couple losing trades lately on 10 out of 10, but it's our best portfolio year to date. You got to always look at the big picture. PCH, I have a profit target out. Let's look at the at-the-money straddle. So Berkshire B closed and is a buy here, guys. So if you're an RSI member, you're going to get buy here in BRKB. $461.20. So BRKB is a buy, $461.20. If you're a member of RSI, you get an official signal. So one RSI official signal, one Alpha Shark Plus exit, and then those are all the signals for today. Here you get about 10 ideas in the first hour of the day. BRKB moving up nicely here, about to hit target 1. 461.5 was the buy in BRKB. 51 trades this year, 36 winners, 15 losers, 70% win rate. I feel like Shell's going to work now that I didn't take it. HYG trading here, nothing doing HYG. CASI, I do have a profit target. I have a stop loss at 170. ODP higher, have an offer out in ODP. At the money straddle for today, at the money calls, at the money puts. $629 straddle is about 250. So we're planning a 25-point move between now and the end of the day in either direction. Never know which direction they're applying the move can be, but 25-point move applied between now and the end of the day. And you can take that in any stock, any expiration to figure out an implied move. AEO 11.5 traded here. Stock was trading 11.69. BRKB back down to the break-even point. BRK beef, 461. 461.20 was the entry. P&I is getting close to the high of the year again. I think my biggest dollar amount position is might be Beam. So we're up about 80 cents. I have the AUG 45s and SEP 45s. Duolingo calls were bought. They have earnings. Until 1956 here. Shell calls trading here, Snapchat calls trading here, AEO calls trading here, one RSI, one Alpha Shark Plus exit. And that's what we have on for today. August expiration, which has been around for a while, will be a week from Friday. BRKB selling off now. AEO starting to move up. 12.5 being bought in the AEO for 75 cents. Those are, 11.5 being bought. So AEO really working out well here. They're up to 115. So that hit our proprietary base option hacker scanner. And this may be your next possible meme name. So we see a buyer 1,303, AEO 815, 2025, 11.5 calls for 75 cents. I have to start my Tradier platform over. It doesn't seem like it's really cooperating here. So AEO, guys. Let me see if I can start it over here. AEO, guys. $11.5. PCH, I do have enough target out. So down 110 on Friday, back up 73 today. All-time high comes in at 64. Let's see what the all-time high comes in at. 64.80 maybe. All-time high comes in at 64.68. So 64.68 is your all-time high in the S&P 500 futures. Shell calls being bought. Berkshire B is a loser right now. Cassie was a loser. Now it's a winner. And that thing's all over the place. I think just traded 215. Now it's back down. It's traded 18 million shares. Stock's up 57% today. Beam calls 50.55. Berkshire never moving up again. 461.20 was the entry. It went up and then it went down. It does not hit targets or exits. In theory, a trader should take it off after the first 2 hours of the day. That's when we send out a signal. So if you're an RSI member, you would have got that. We had a bunch of signals on Friday. Took off Zawedi's calls today. Domo higher today. SOSX down 22 cents. Soxel up 68 cents. Simsora up 85 cents. PCH, I should be getting hit a target pretty soon. This is at 45s. I'm going to move those up to 55 here. So, and I'm having issues with my Tradier platform for some reason. Let me see if I can restart it here. I'm just going to restart this. I want to put my offer up here in PCH. Stock's moving up nicely here. The best offer in the world. I can move that up to 55 from 35. I might have to download a new version, that's why. SMGM long January calls on that one. Would add to that. If it goes lower. Shell October 75s hit. CASI moving up nicely here. CASI, I think I'm going to take off here at 230. Lock that profit in. And then it just moved. Trying to move that to 230 here. ZTA moving here. So let me see if I can get in a trade here now. They reinstall. I think they went through a software update, which is totally fine. All right, out of CASI at 230, guys. Out of CSI at 230. Did about 300 shares, so about $75 here on $100 of risk. So nice, another nice trade here from Tim. So I'm out of that trade here. Out of CASI. Still loading Tradier. Should be good here in a minute. All right, looks like we're good. I wanted to change my offer out. PCH, I'm going to raise it by a nickel. It's a 10 out of 10 trade. Don't need to give everything away. I'll move those from 50 to 55 now. And they're 50 bid right now, so I could take them off at 50 if I wanted to. So PCH, guys. September calls. Looks like they did trade 50 cents here. CAG, Conagra, I have an offer out at 30. I'll offer some of those at 45. So things about to hit profit targets, just not filled yet. Gap calls trading here, guys. Keep an eye on gap calls. They're over $1, so I'm not going to take them, but I do like gap here, guys. Keep an eye on gap. I like this trade here in gap. Option hacker, fire of GAP. Calls in gap, guys. Gap calls hitting the tape. I do like these here. You're buying AEO. Maybe there's going to be a shift and transition out of some big cap technology names into retail. So GAP, guys, keep an eye on these. I like these a lot. It's about a $300,000 bet here in gap. Gap 19 and a half. Let me see if I can get into these. The price I can get them at 125. Let me try 125. So gap calls. Try to get in a gap at 125. I'll do 126. That's what they paid. So gap calls, guys. Gap calls. Not filled yet. 126. Already traded 128, 145. More AEO calls being bought. So GAP, 829, 2025, 19.5 calls, and AEO. So gap calls, guys. Gap calls. I'm in 126 bid right now, not filled. PCH bid. HER, D's 27, 87 and a half straight here. Berkshire still on the buy. Took off CASI at 230. Nice trade, Tim. Thank you for that. Teladoc, a little bit of weakness here. So Eddie's big profits today in ZTS. So those October calls at 180. They're 120, 160 right now. 52 contract trade total. AMD earnings this week. Just try to be as loud as humanly possible. BRBR AUG 50 puts trading here. 130 here. GAP, guys, trying to get into GAP. Not filled. Oh, actually, now I am filled. So GAP will get a trade for super options. So superior option getting a trade here in gap, guys. Superior options getting a trade here in gap. In at 126. I'll have them target out at 180. So gap, guys, GAP. So in at 126 in Gap, that has now been added to the portfolio. I'm going to send it out via Telegram first. Actually, push notification first. So superior option entry here, guys. So Gap, guys. GAP. So 2 official entries so far today. So Gap entry, guys. Gap entry for superior options. We'll actually do one for weekly ATM too. So we'll have 2 entries in Gap for today. And do the same expiration. We're going to do put spreads in that one. There'll be 3 entries so far today. 3 official signals today on our 8 portfolios. So I'm going to try to solve the 2019 put spread. $55 would be nice. 252. So ATM Weekly Money Machine getting a signal as well. So 4 signals this morning and 1 exit. So now it's sent via email. Bristol Meyer calls me about. We saw Bristol Meyer calls me about on Friday. See how Bristol Meyer is doing today. BMY is down about 44 cents. 14 cents, sorry. 44 it's trading. So Gap calls Shell, AEO, Snapchat, Rocket Launch Scanner is AEO. More AEOs, guys. They're really buying AEO calls. This is on Rocket Launch Scanner. So the first signal on Option Hacker, if anybody got into that, probably 50% profit on that one. So more AEO calls being bought, guys. More AEO calls being bought. GP trading here. I don't even know what that stock is. PCH, I moved my target out on those in September calls to 55. They're 50, 55 right now, so close to getting filled on that. PCH. SBET trading calls. Ford hitting at one of our scanners, not looking to take any day trades. Not like the biggest day trader in the world. I'm more of a swing trader. 5 minutes to play here, guys, in the period. Tim's going to take, Piator's going to take over the next portion. SPCE trading here, nothing doing that one. ODP up 65 cents today. Made a signal on that one last week. They're up to 180 on those calls. January upside calls in ODP. Have a target at 2.25. SGRY. Let's look at that one. So I saw the SGRY calls at 35. That was a signal for somebody. Let me see what portfolio that was a signal for. SGRY. And at 25 out at 35. SGRY. I don't see it anywhere. Guess I didn't send it out. I thought I did in the SEP 25s. I don't see anywhere I sent it. I guess I didn't send it. So I'll remove that from my radar. Snapchat has earnings tomorrow. Let's look at the at-the-money straddle, at-the-money calls, at-the-money puts. Figuring out how much implying the move can be. $9 stock. What's the high of that stock? Let's look at the high. Futures keep going up 80 now. Snapchat high was 13. So at the money straddle on Snapchat, the 9.5 straddle at the money calls, at the money puts. Calls are 70 cents, puts are 90 cents. So $1.50 move being implied between now and the end of the day. ARKK up $1.50 here. FFVN, I think they had earnings last week. We took off calls and earnings. Let's just go through and make sure nothing has earnings. ABR has earnings, had earnings last week. Beam has earnings tomorrow morning, actually. That one might be interesting. BTU, CAG. So CAG calls offered out. Close to hitting a target in that. We're at 25. PFGC higher. PCH really moving up nicely here. Haven't offered 55 in those. So I think I just got Phil here in PCH. So PCH guys hitting a profit target in PCH. So profit target in PCH for 10 out of 10. That will be AK session for today. Everybody have a great day. As I say, be healthy, happy, and wealthy. And I'll see everybody later. I'm going to pack my shit up. I have to shoot 2 videos, but I'm basically ready. I'll be ready in 10. Was on a Susie lead, yeah.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.